So when Nissan team gave us the brief and that we had to go 100% digital, we had to realign Nissan's strategy towards brand loyalty, engagement, and then conversion. So when Sports team talked about the digital treasure hunt, which was never done before in the Middle East, it ticked all the boxes I had in mind, and with that soaring temperature, almost 40 degrees, made the decision a lot easier. A few years back, bringing customers to test drive a car and achieving sales was a routine, but the last couple of years we have seen a change in that trend, and these days customers prefer to do their research online, and barely 27% of them take test drive.
So when I first learned that Nissan wanted that traditional idea of a treasure hunt done in order to create like a market buzz, I instructed the team to come up with a way for us to basically take that traditional concept to the next level. And so we thought, why not create a digitally led maze that would not only utilize the current followers in the brand's existing platforms, but also entice a much larger audience. And having the largest digital team in the island anyway, we thought, we might as well take advantage of those resources.
So when we first started the treasure hunt, the main two objectives that were laid out were to first engage with the audience and to create this huge market buzz. So when you think about Nissan, you think about innovation, you think about a young target audience that needs to be impressed. So we didn't go with the traditional treasure hunt, which is an offline activity. We went with a digital treasure hunt that was done for the first time. It was very exciting for the target audience. We wanted to engage them, to have them engage on those social media platforms. So of course there was the challenge of coming up with the perfect plan. And you had to have an online aspect of it and an offline aspect to it. So the flow needed to be seamless. So the transition from online to offline needed to be perfect. So what we first thought about was to have the audience first engage online and then transition them slowly into an offline activity. And the trick here was to how to do this without losing the majority of our audiences. And we came up with several mechanisms in order to patch this, in order to have a solid campaign.
So the idea behind the treasure hunt is that we wanted to put several clues on Instagram accounts and have them linked between each other. And each profile will have its own, let's say, puzzle elements. So within a profile, there are certain elements that you can interact or derive like the clues from. And that is the username or the account name, the bio, the display picture, the DP, and the images themselves. And we make a mix and mash between all of these elements to make the experience as unique as possible. And right after we assembled the whole treasure hunt, we made sure that it goes through intensive amount of testing. Initially, it was a large labyrinth. So while you were hunting for clues, you would go into wrong directions and then to a dead end, and it used to be frequent. So it was more difficult than what we have finally came up with. Several rounds of testing until we have kept on finding the perfect scale of difficulty from easy to hard to make it, yes, it's enjoyable, but at the same time it's interactive, it's unique. Each clue had to be unique, and at the same time it's not too difficult.
The concept of the treasure hunt was based on the old field. We added the navigation tools, maps, traditional compass to give all the feeling that it is a treasure worth winning. So, and we use the warm color field, which like goes with the brand and like it conveys that it relates to a Nissan brand. And we won't say that there were not many revisions, but we will say the end results were perfect and satisfying.
A very important element of any marketing campaign is the use of paid advertising. Unfortunately, a lot of marketers in this region ignore this important aspect. Paid advertising is something that can make or break your campaign. With the treasure hunt, there was an amazing video that was created by our design and video team, and this had to be promoted online. We used channels like Facebook, Instagram and Google to push this video out. Through these advertising channels, we targeted people specifically interested in gaming and other forms of entertainment.
So the end result of several brainstorming sessions led to what became the first digital treasure hunt that had ever been launched in the Middle East. And to me, honestly, I think the success of the campaign was most felt when we had the participants express how happy they were for having an activity that not only gave them that opportunity to win prizes, but more so it gave them that refreshing experience, mainly through their smartphones only and at the comfort of their homes.
Yeah, I mean, I think the thing I liked about it was the fact that I'm taking the showroom to the audience rather than the audience coming into the showroom, because like I said, you can go down the virtual showroom route, which is what we did with the treasure hunt. The other thing is, obviously, like any kind of business, we're always trying to grow our audience in Instagram and Facebook. You know, the more people we have, and hopefully we'll get more followers, and more followers will tell friends, and because it's like an information highway, and everybody has a mobile phone this day and age. So any concept or any plan, I'll adapt and you know, and embrace just to get the information out there. And I thought the treasure hunt was a unique idea that we'd never done before, never tried before. And I thought, well, this is kind of entertaining. And certainly I always, you know, personally, I think if I'm going to get involved in anything, I'll go more down the humorous side, or something that's going to be fun to do rather than just a page to turn over and read. I don't like that. Whereas the treasure hunt was something that, well, this could be fun to do. And that's why I like the idea of that.
When we first started
the treasure hunt, the first objective was to create a market buzz. This was, no, I don't want to.
go through and we'll record. हाँ वो पागल है किसके जितने ना
Sir, you want Nissan Sunny? Very, very cheap. On offer today.
Okay. We won't say? Oh, okay.
The views surpassed our expectations, and we were able to achieve over 300% of the KPIs that were initially set up